Josh, the Telegraph to start this section. Labour's decisive rejection of Diane Abbott. Is this the end of a long and some might say lingering career?
Well, we'll see. Keir Starmer signals end of Diane Abbott's Labour career over anti-Semitic comments. He gave a little interview today and he called them out and he said we have to take action immediately. Of course he does. I mean, remember, Labour has just come out of being in special measures by being found by the EHRC of breaking the law, discriminating illegally against Jews under Corbyn. So what else can he do? So he's called it out. He said it's anti-Semitic. He said that essentially wiping away the Holocaust, which is something that's happened in living memory, as non-existent
And the weird
racism.
thing was, I don't know if you noticed it, I read her letter and then I read her sort of retraction of it, saying the first draft. And then I also went back and read the piece that she was responding to, which had been in The Observer by, I think, get his name quite wrong, with Tomilawa or something like that. But very interesting piece, which in itself was analysing statistical data from self-reported experience of racism. And as you go back, you realise just how incoherent her initial piece was. It was worse. The more you went into it, it was less and less forgivable, less coherent, to the point where I mean, I don't know whether this is dangerous to say in itself, but I begin to wonder whether she has quite got a grip on what she's trying to say at all.
Willful ignorance. I mean, she's a very intelligent person. She went to Cambridge. She, you know, she's got a history degree there. To even bring in things like what happened in America. Of course, in America, there was a lot of racism.
Cherry-picking different historical examples.
But it's like Jews suffered from racism in America. They weren't allowed into hotels till the 60s in some parts of America.
And then she goes to South Africa and says, you know, like, there are one or two other countries we could visit randomly if you want to over the course of the century.
So the whole thing was mad, but I guess this story is about what happens next in terms of her career. And, I mean, this is, in some way, Keir Starmer hasn't had to do much. A lot of these, the far left within the party have just revealed themselves.
Give them enough.
But you know what, I just want to say something about BBC News London today. They did a feature on this, and they brought in the JVL, Jewish Voice for Labour, which is a crank conspiracy group basically set up to support Corbynites. And they did a whole feature basically saying that JVL had put out this letter supporting her and saying it wasn't rape. And they basically exist. Most of their members aren't Jewish, even though they pretend that they are. And they have been, BBC London have just consistently featured this group. And it's disgusting. And someone there made a very conscious decision to try and downplay this. It's wrong.